Incredibly annoying if you're a senior member of the British monarchy, particularly when you've gone through a very difficult year, and more importantly the loss of your mother and then not too long ago your father. But for this senior royal, seemingly it's never ending bad publicity and obviously not the opportunity to answer back. As ever though, let me explain. Good morning, Neil. Sean here in the very heart of Yorkshire, and as ever, nice to have your company. It's strange, isn't it, with royal documentaries, I'm sure you'll agree. It's nice when they're sort of, shall we say, celebratory, but when they're non-celebratory, you do kind of wonder exactly who gave that person the power to speak on that person's behalf. Very strange when you think. Now this particular brand new documentary, which is coming up later in the year, particular documentary is very strange indeed because it focuses on the beleaguered royal, His Royal Highness the Duke of York, Prince Andrew. And as we've said here on the show before, whichever way you want to view this particular story, what one has to remember is there were no formal charges brought forward to His Royal Highness. And more importantly, while people are saying, well, he paid that individual off, we've also told you the reasons and the rise behind it. A lot of people were, so we say, forcing this issue to be concluded on this Platinum Jubilee year, and of course saving embarrassment for the then monarch Queen Elizabeth II. But now what's interesting is this brand new documentary once again redigs into the Epstein story, that is Jeffrey Epstein. But what's more annoying, I think, particularly if you are his brand new king, His Majesty King Charles III, once again this story is regurgitating at a time when you're trying to find unity, compassion, and more importantly still mourning the loss of your dear mother, our Queen Elizabeth. But this really centres upon the fact that they've got some alleged royal experts on this particular documentary. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always thought that you really shouldn't speak about people unless you have something good to say, or at least be respectful. One of the royal pundits on here is a gentleman who was the former press officer for Her Majesty the Queen. And what's interesting here, I would say, is that the press officer himself never actually received an award, for recognition of his service. So that says a lot, in my opinion, as to exactly how perhaps the senior royals saw him. As ever, we have to say allegedly. But of course, if you're going to go around accusing Prince Andrew of certain things, including the fact that he's a bad sort, and of course there's always one in a litter and he's the runt, then you also have to expect and really accept the fact that people will then look into you. This of course is the same press officer that was ill-advisedly asked to appear in an online documentary claiming that he'd seen the Meghan Markle Prince Harry Oprah Winfrey interview, of which he hadn't. So they were trying to expose not just him, but him and many others. It's out there online if you wish to look at it. It's called Royal Experts Caught Lying. So the difficulty is, whoever's paid for this documentary about Prince Andrew really needs to rethink and relook about some of the people, not just Mr. Arbiter, but others included there too, some with police records. Can we really take the word of these people seriously? And as ever, are they there more for the pay packet rather than setting the historical record straight? However, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.